Why are your weapons drawn? What's going on?
Open the door slowly and step out.
Don't do that.
Hey, get out of the car now.
Oh, hold on. Hey, what's going on? Hold on.
Welcome to another episode of Attorney Reacts. Nefi Lopez here from the Law of Esports to react to another video with you guys. Looks like we've got another body cam footage video, so let's take a look.
Driver, roll the window down.
Okay, so we're starting off strong. Immediately, police officers would pull out the weapons and aim it at the vehicle and demand them to stick their hands out. Here we go. Strong start.
Felony traffic stop. Put your hands out the window. Put your hands out the window.
You can kind of see he's
I can't tell.
sticking one of his hands out. I mean, typically when police officers immediately draw their weapons from pulling somebody over, somebody had to have made a report and or must have been alerted of something. They must have seen something in order for them to be this cautious. Now, I don't know if this is maybe just the camera angle, but it looks like it's missing a license plate. That could be why it's drawing so much suspicion, but let's keep watching.
Put your hands out the window. He's not complying, Joe.
Come around your side.
Let me see your hands.
Okay. Oh, this is pretty cool.
How many occupants are in the vehicle?
What's going on?
How many occupants
camera
are in your
angle.
vehicle?
It's only myself. Why are your weapons drawn? What's going on?
Open the door slowly and step out. Open the door.
I'm not getting out the vehicle. What's going on?
Get out the car. Open the door slowly and get out.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now!
Open the door and get out the car.
Hold still. Hold. Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window.
My hands are right here. What's going on?
Get out of the car now!
Get out of the car.
What's
now!
going on?
Get out of the car now!
I mean, look, the officers are making what they consider lawful orders. They haven't given him any reason why he needs to step out of the vehicle. This is one of those situations where what do you think is the most prudent thing to do? If you haven't done anything wrong and an officer orders you to get out of the car, you know, depending on what state you're in, that could be considered a lawful order. Some places they have to have either reasonable suspicion first to pull you over, and then after have basically cause in order for them to be able to tell you what to do. But in most instances, whenever you're behind the wheel of a car, officers have a little more leeway versus you just walking down the sidewalk. And so, you know, it's nice to see this guy, this gentleman, sort of calm and collected. And the officers are obviously, I mean, these guys are screaming and have their guns drawn. They look, you know, like they're a little nervous, and you know, we have no context. So let's keep watching.
Get out of the car now!
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated?
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I don't know, babe. Get out of the car!
What's going on?
Get out of the car now!
What's going on?
What's going on? You're fixing to ride the lightning, son.
I'm sorry, what?
You're fixing to ride the
Get
light.
out of the car now!
Okay, the officer said you're fixing to ride the, I think, what do you say, the lightning, the light? In other words, I'm about to tase you, which is, you know, sort of absurd. He's trying to be a smart aleck.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car!
Sir, just get out the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you should be. Get out.
What's
Get out.
going on?
Yeah, you should be. Okay, buddy, look at this guy, dude. Big, tough guy with his gun drawn in his face. His hands are out. Both of these officers still have their guns drawn. This guy's trying to be tough. I mean, come on, guys.
What
Get
did
out
I
the
do?
car.
Get out
I
now.
have not committed any crimes.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest
For a traffic-
You're being detained. Okay, you're being detained for obstruction of justice.
All right, he's under arrest or he's detained. Which one is it, buddy? I mean, this guy is afraid. You know, if you're going to be afraid, you shouldn't be a police officer. This guy needs to get his act together here because, you know, again, I have no context. I don't know what's going on, but based on this guy's reaction and on what he's saying, you know, you're arrested. Oh, I mean, you're being detained. This he's not even sure what's going on either.
Traffic violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get your hands.
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me,
Get out
please. Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off me.
Not
Get
a
your
problem.
hands off me.
Back up,
I
Daniel.
didn't do
What are you
anything.
reaching for there, buddy? Oh, he's gonna mace him?
Get out of the car
Don't do
now.
that.
Hey,
Don't
get out of
do
the car
that.
now.
Don't do.
Look,
I'm trying to talk
get
to you.
out. Okay.
I'm trying to
I'm
talk.
gonna talk. Get out.
Just
Get out of my
relax.
car.
Can you please
Get out.
relax? Can
Get
you
out.
please?
Look how calm the military guy is, and this guy is so wound up. I mean, just that kind of demeanor, that kind of behavior, you cannot be a police officer.
Please relax.
Get out of the
You
car
should
now.
not be a police officer.
This
Now.
is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me.
Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything.
Back up.
Whoa, hold on.
Hey,
What's going? Hold on.
Okay.
Watch it.
Air 4 OC is deployed.
Get out of the car.
What is
Get out
this
of the car
guy's
now.
deal? Holy cow.
That's fucked up. That's fucked
Get out of
up.
the car now.
Sir, just get out the car.
I'm trying to breathe.
Listen. Take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out
My
of the car.
hands are out.
These guys are telling him to take your hands out, stick your hands out the window because they don't want him to reach for anything. And this guy refuses to now unbuckle his seatbelt. And now he's telling me, you unbuckle it. Come on, buddy. Either you're scared of where his hands are, or you're just bullying this guy. And it sounds to me like it's a latter.
Don't reach in there, Daniel. Don't reach in there.
My hands are out. Please. My dog is in the back. My dog is choking right
Get
now.
out of the car.
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car.
This guy's such a wiener. Look at him. Jeez. I mean, this guy's out of control. Go unbuckle his seatbelt and help him out. I mean, how difficult is it? This guy is on a power trip. This guy over here on the right, the younger guy, he's just following this, what I would guess is a senior police officer's just letting him do whatever he wants, and he's just standing idly. You know, that's also part of the problem with some of the police departments around the country is you just letting all these old guys do whatever they want, and you just sit there and you watch. I mean, it's absurd. Help this guy out. Obviously, he needs help getting out because you just pepper sprayed him in the face. He can't breathe. Apparently, he's got a dog in the back, which now that makes me really upset because, you know, the dog didn't do anything to anybody.
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Again, we don't know why he's getting pulled over.
Ma'am.
Is your commanding officer available?
Down. Let's go.
Is your commanding
Let's
officer
go.
available?
Get on the ground.
He's not
Get on
answering
the
any
ground.
questions.
Talk to
Get
me
on the
about what's
ground
going
now.
on.
Officers expect you to answer all the questions.
Get on
Please
They're not
talk
gonna
to
answer
me
any
about what's
questions.
the
going
ground.
on.
Get on the ground now.
Can you please talk to me
Get on
about
the
what's
ground.
going
Get
on?
He's just kneeing him. I mean, come on, dude. What is this guy doing? I mean, look at him. He's just hitting him in the knees.
Ground. Get on the ground
Look
now.
at him. I mean, what kind of police training is that?
Can you please talk to me about what's
Yes, sir.
going on?
You're not.
Can you please talk to me about what's going on? Why am I being treated like this? Why?
You're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
Why
Because
am
you're
I
not
being treated like
cooperating.
this? This
Okay.
is really messed up.
Cops can't just pull over anybody and just force them to do stuff like that.
This is fucked up.
Sir,
This is fucked up.
Sir.
This is fucked up. You know this is fucked
lay
up.
down. Lay on the ground. Just
You
lay
know
flat.
this is fucked
Lay
up.
flat for me, sir.
You know this is fucked up.
Sir, lay flat. Lay flat.
We're 5.5 minutes into the
I can't
engagement,
fucking believe I'm being treated like this.
and he still doesn't know why he's getting pulled over and
ground.
pepper sprayed and
Right there.
thrown on the ground, handcuffed.
It's gum. What the fuck?
Get on the ground.
It's gum.
Hey, sir, can you just work with us?
Can I?
Just work with us. Lay down flat.
Just work
Lay
with us?
down
Tell him
flat.
why you're pulling him over.
Lay down flat.
It's so ridiculous.
Sir,
This
lay
is
down.
really
I'm going to
fucked
tase you.
up.
Lay down. You're going
This
to get
is
tased.
fucked up.
Lay down. You're going to get tased.
Fucked up. This
All
is
right, now
fucked
put,
up.
put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
This is fucked up. This is fucked up.
I agree. All you have to do is listen.
Not how it works,
All right.
buddy. Sorry.
Hey, no 3. One in custody.
This is fucked up. Can you open up the window for my dog? I hear him choking. Can you open up the window, please?
Yes.
Stand
Yes,
up.
we will.
Stand up, okay?
Wow. These officers escalated this way too quickly, way too much.
Is there any weapons on you, sir? No. Okay. Any weapons in the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. What kind? Where in the at?
What kind of dog you got?
He's mixed. He's a service animal.
Why didn't you just do what we asked?
complying. My hands out the
No, you
window.
weren't. You were not.
Why don't you just do what we ask? Not how it works, Mr. Officer. You can't just pull somebody over and tell them what to do. You can't just pull anybody over and tell them what to do. There has to be a reason why before your orders become lawful. Here, they just pulled him over. We still don't know why they pulled him over. And then this is what officers always say. Why don't you just do what we ask? Not how the law works. You guys can't just go around telling everybody what to do willy-nilly. Not how it works. And you get to do this, though, and oftentimes you get away with it, which is absurd.
My partner put his blue lights on.
Yes.
You didn't stop.
I was pulling over to a well-lit area for my safety and yours. I have respect for law enforcement.
No, you don't.
And so,
No, you don't.
Okay, so there we go. Now we have context. It looks like they try to pull him over, and instead of pulling over right away, he continued to drive to a well-lit area. Now we know why the officers are all worked up. It's because he didn't immediately pull over.
No. Wrong answer, sir. If you did, we would not be in this situation right now. All
Can I
right?
get some water, please?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you guys know the reason why, and this is what happens. These officers are so afraid. They're so scared of what might happen to them that they go through these lengths. Guys, come on, grow a pair. I understand that certain situations it's okay, but this guy had his hands out the window. You saw that he looked like to be wearing military garb, right? Clothes that belonged to the military. Yet you had full view. You walked up right next to his car. You had full view of his hands, yet you still chose to pepper spray him, drag him out, throw him on the ground, handcuff him. Just absurd, If they told him from the very beginning, hey, we pulled you over or we are doing this because you didn't pull over right away, I guarantee you the conversation would have been different. All they had to do was say, hey, look, this is why we did this. He had some context, potentially would have probably complied, and none of this would have happened. But, we've got unprofessional officers here.
Can you get some water? Can you open up the window for my dog?
I got him all in.
I'm choking.
We already
got 'em
did.
all in.
We already opened.
You pour it on my face.
It's gonna make it worse. You know that, right?
All right, so if it's gonna make it worse, don't do it then.
Yeah, it's gonna reactivate it and make it worse.
Where the
They're right
They're
here.
here.
Where are the medics?
They're here.
Look how elevated the situation became from just a regular traffic stop to now we need some medical assistance for him and possibly the dog in the back. Just no composure by these guys.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that Attorney Tom / Attorney Reacts content is now on Spotify. We just launched a partnered show, link in the description. Go check it out. Now, back to the video.
I didn't commit any crimes. I'm leaving tonight. I'm not going to jail. I need something to be done for my eyes.
Yeah, I told him to get up, try to take
You
it
wanna
off
keep
your
your
car.
handcuffs
He's still sitting there saying it would have been easier if he had just gotten out. Like, come on, buddy, we get it.
on you for their sake.
That's how you feel.
So they can
Not
figure
how
out
it
what's
works,
up,
but sure.
why they wanna stop.
All right, so what are they just going to sit around?
And you refused. You said, no, I'm not getting out of the car.
I was asking what was going on.
Yeah, I don't think he ever said, no, I'm not
And I
getting
told you
out.
it's a traffic stop, and you refused to comply.
If he did, I don't
Hold on.
remember.
You just come out of rookie school. How long
Yeah.
does pepper spray activate?
It'll take about 20 minutes, man.
You see, he just came out of rookie school, so the young guy is indeed a rookie. You could tell by him just standing idly as his, senior, for lack of a better term, is just escalating the whole thing.
20, 30 minutes.
It's just
The more, I'm telling you.
Feel bad for
I
this
know it
guy, I
doesn't
really
make
do.
sense, but the more you blink, the better it's going to be. I didn't believe the guys when they told me either, okay? But the more you blink, the better it's going to get.
All right, I'll put your wallet back in here, okay?
What y'all do? Exercise today?
Do you have...
We're preparing for a deployment.
See, that's a problem. A lot of these things could be de-escalated, with just a little bit of prudence by the officers, and, except it always goes the opposite. And that's why we've got all the videos that we've got, and that's why people like me can react to these videos, is because this stuff happens more often than not. And people are afraid of the cops. That's the reality of it. And they're afraid of the cops because look what they do, and cops are just afraid sometimes for no reason at all. And again, if you're going to be afraid of every single traffic stop that you make, you shouldn't be a police officer. Of course, you can say, well, you should comply. Sure. But, people are afraid sometimes, and you have to keep that in mind. He's still
done by
going
now.
on.
It was a simple traffic.
were drawn.
It's a simple traffic violation.
If it's a simple traffic violation, then why did you have your guns drawn the moment that you realized that there was no danger, right? Which again, I understand you guys walked all the way up to him. I'm not complaining about that point, but when you saw that his hands were out the window, perhaps at that time the safer thing would have been to grab his hands, get control of his hands so he doesn't reach in for anything in case he was a bad guy, and then kind of assess the situation at that point. But, again, you guys went straight to, I'm gonna threaten to tase you, and then ended up pepper spraying him. Absurd.
Mr. Rosario, look, you want to stop in a well-lit area because you're nervous.
Yes.
the whole BLM movement, you're probably nervous and all that. They feel the
All right, now he's bringing in the BLM movement. BLM movement has nothing to do with him feeling safe. That's just whether he's black, white, Asian, Mexican, Hispanic, whatever it is. That has nothing to do with the Black Lives Matter movement. That's just a matter of feeling secure and safe, because police officers, believe it or not, just like here, will do things to hurt you. And whether they can do it legally or not, it varies case by case. And here, this guy was simply worried. He went to a well-lit area and stopped. You know, obviously the officers were still worked up a little bit, but you know, it's funny to hear the Black Lives Matter movement. I get it. Like, come on, bro.
same way. They're nervous for their jobs and their lives. I get where you're coming.
Yeah, but the officers are trained, right? They're not civilians. Civilians will get nervous. Officers will train and deal with this on a regular basis, so should not be as afraid as the civilians. That's just the reality of it.
It's been over. You be gone.
Look, like he said, he's a vet. He don't want to get you in no trouble with your command.
You don't want to get you in no trouble. He's the one that escalated the whole situation, man.
Where you stay at?
I'm heading to Petersburg right now. Check on some family stuff. I got a bunch of gear in the vehicle. I'm transferring units right now. My vehicle's loaded up with gear. Like,
Okay, well, specifically, he was asking about weapons. What kind of weapons you got there?
it's right there. I'm sure you saw it already. It's right
No, I
there.
mean, you just got a handgun or you got a
Yeah,
long
it's a
gun?
handgun.
No long gun? Where's it at?
X-ray Delta 996-874. XD 996874.
Okay, so what they're doing now is they're reading the serial number of the gun to allow dispatcher, whoever he's got on the other side of the radio, to run the gun to see whether or not a crime has been committed with the gun. Again, this is considered a search. Here, you know, one could argue that the probable cause that he's got is that he had some type of traffic violation, and that's why he's checking him, and he failed to follow lawful order, and now they have reasonable suspicion or, you know, the right to search him. Again, you know, running serial numbers on a car or on a gun is considered a search, at least in some states. I mean, these guys are taking the full gambit. They're searching. I mean, shoot, I guess might as well, right? If you're already stopping this guy and pepper sprayed him. Again, none of this stuff would ordinarily happen during a just typical traffic stop.
I have no chest pain, short of breath.
No, is my dog okay?
Yes, sir.
You got my brother's checking on. All the windows that. Tell me what happened. Why wouldn't you comply?
I mean, look, dude, if you're going to sit there and you're going to grill him on why you didn't comply, I mean, you're past it already. You pulled him over, you drug him out, you pepper sprayed him, you handcuffed him. Make a decision. Either you're going to arrest him or you're not, right? You can't sit here and keep him for, 20 minutes in now and question him for a routine traffic stop. The guy doesn't pose a danger. He had a firearm on him, right? Which is his rightful constitutional right to do so. And you're still, grilling him.
I looked out the mirror and I saw guns drawn. I put my hands out.
And we told you, we identified ourselves, we told you to step out of the vehicle, and you wouldn't.
So then what? You're just going to hold him there and keep asking him the same questions?
All right, Mr. Nazario.
There we go.
So, let's go all the way back to square one, okay? I turned around on you at Food Line. I actually came out of Cost Plus, and I came up behind you.
I saw you before you turned.
And you had no tags displayed. I see it, but per the law, it has to be in the license plate bracket. I understand it's paper, and I understand why it's there.
Yes.
But at that time, I had no idea. I didn't know that you had a vehicle registration until I approached your car. And at that point, I was too busy dealing with you to deal with the tag. You want me to wipe your eyes? Okay. So, look, all this was going to be was, hey, man, I stopped you. You didn't have a tag. You got your driver's license. I'd have ran you, and you'd have been on your way. Okay? Well, would have been a two.
But you didn't. You pulled your guns and you demanded he get out of the car. Again, he went to a well-lit area. I don't get it.
2-minute traffic stop turned into all this.
As I was telling him, I've pulled over to well-lit areas before, and I've never looked out the window and saw guns blazing immediately.
So the reason we did that is because we followed you for 1.5 miles with lights and sirens on, and you didn't pull over. I understand you want to get to a well-lit area. So when you don't stop and you continue to proceed, our suspicions are raised. What's going on in the car? What don't he want us to see?
It just looking out the mirror and seeing your guns out already. That's why I was asking, like, what's going on? I was just
And not to mention you have
Just confused.
And it makes sense. You know, the guy was nervous. He saw guns drawn. He didn't think he did anything wrong. And he's dealing with this issue. I mean, I get where the Lieutenant Azario is coming from. And I sort of understand where the officer was coming from, right? The guy didn't pull over right away. They had heightened suspicion. You know, it happens all the time. They had their guns drawn. That's not the issue. It's what happened after they had the guns drawn. Once they saw that they weren't in danger, they should have put them away or, you know, handled the situation a little differently.
I know
Again,
you
I'm not
weren't
an
reaching,
officer.
But not to mention, you had a gun at your right leg. You get our perspective, though, on the safety issue for us as well.
Yeah, but you didn't know that he had the gun on his right until after you searched him, right? His hands were out. Kind of hard to reach for a gun when your hands are out the window. You know, he could do it quickly. Trust me, I get it. I'm not saying that. But again, the officers could have handled this totally different.
And then when we get you out of the car, we have to wrestle with you on the ground just to get your hands behind your back, just to put you in cuffs. I would have never wanted, like I said, it would have been a simple, you know, hey, I see your tag now, you know, make sure you get it displayed in the proper spot, and you'd have been moving on with your day, and I'd have been moving on with mine. But here we are.
Two ways we can handle this. We can either sit here with you until you get your eyes back where you can see, and I mean at a good distance, you're safe to drive, okay? And you're going down the road. Go do your deployment, go continue serving my country, which I respect and I thank you for, okay? Or we can push the issue, write you tickets for no license plate displayed, and for obstruction of justice. I don't even.
Oh, so the two options are, you know, we can sit here and wait till you can see better and we'll just let you go. Or we can give you a ticket and charge it with all these other things and see what happens after that. I mean, dude. It was clearly not a super serious issue to begin with. If the option is we'll just let you go on your way, you know, although we pepper sprayed you, we're sorry, go on your way. I mean, it's absurd.
We'll sit here with you, get your eyes back. You and what's your dog's name? Smoke. It's a badass name for a badass dog. You and Smoke can get on down the road.
You see, it's obvious that the guy's not an unreasonable, crazy person once he comes to his senses and calms down. The guy was afraid from the beginning, which is why this situation got elevated. He was scared. Both of them, really. We got a rookie and we've got a guy who, you know, was, again, scared. And look what happened.
We'll take the handcuffs off, we'll get you a bottle of water to drink on, and sit here until you feel comfortable driving. All right? Mm-hmm. Or the other option is we write the summons, discharge you, and by then we have no choice.
I mean, after everything that has happened to him, you know, they're offering a pretty sweet deal, which is we'll let you go.
I say that because that's just the way it is.
Oh, man.
Okay? I just talked to my boss. Those are the two choices that he gave me.
Okay.
Go ahead and unhook him. I want to talk to you a little bit. Yeah. I get it, Jay.
It's interesting because he didn't really make a decision. The officer just kind of said, you know what, let's uncuff this guy.
What the media is spewing with the race relations between minorities and law enforcement, I get it, okay?
You know, the officers escalated the situation. They know they did. Look where they ended up. You know, it's kind of crazy that it ended up going that way. And, you know, I'm sure him and the chief had a conversation that he wasn't fully transparent about. You know, stuff like that happens. You know, it's officers will do things that they shouldn't, or they'll escalate things when they shouldn't. And it's up to everybody involved how things are going to go down. And here, you know, unfortunately went down in a way that it shouldn't have. And, you know, everybody on the scene seemed to bring up politics at one point, which should not play a role when these things happen, but it's the reality. It's what happens, and it's sad to see. You know, you could have a careers ruined by the officers, which sometimes they deserve it, rightfully so, and then you have military personnel or civilians whose lives are ruined for getting arrested. People lose scholarships, people get in trouble, people, you know, lose help that they're getting because of it. So it sucks, and it happens. So you guys be prudent, know your rights, and I'll see you all in the next video. Feel free to watch the next other videos that we have available, and feel free to like and subscribe and keep watching our content. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
Big verdict.